What's going on, Stim Junkies? High Stim Ace here, and I hope your week is off to a good start. I am here to make your week a whole lot better. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this review. I am super excited to be reviewing this product because I got sent this one my way about a week and a half ago, and I got to run it 3 times so far. And as far as I know, I am the only reviewer that is sitting on this tub right here. What we're going to be reviewing for you guys, for my beloved community today, is the all-new highly illicit pre-workout from KJ Labs. Yeah, guys, the KJ Labs, the same people that brought us Smash AMF and Oxymelt. What I'm reviewing today, guys, is the all-new Pyre pre-workout. And boy, is this a crazy high stim experience. You guys that are always chasing the latest, craziest underground bathtub formula, I know you guys are going to be lining up, but because this here, it's going to hit every single check mark that you guys are looking for when it comes to the highly illicit product. Let's talk about it. Okay, guys, so KJ Labs, they made a lot of waves in 2023 going into 2024. They released their now iconic Smash AMF pre-workout, and I did review the original version of this one about a year ago, and then about another maybe month and a half ago, I reviewed the latest batch. They sent me another batch, one that was a newer one, and I did a re-review and told you guys if it was worth picking up or not. Spoiler alert, definitely still got the goods, definitely worth picking up in 2024. After the success that was Smash AMF, they went ahead and released their fat burner capsules, known simply as Oxymelt, and these pills here were definitely different than what I expected it to be. I expected a crazy, over-the-top, tweaked-out experience, but it was actually something much more mellow, much more enjoyable, nootropic in nature, but also gave you a good energy, a good buzz to get going and really put you in a productive state of being. Later, KJ Labs went ahead and released the same product, but this time in powdered format, simply known as Oxymelt once again, but this one here hit a whole lot harder, and despite this having a tiny 5-gram scoop, it slapped harder than most pre-workouts on the market and really gave you a thermogenic boot to get you going in the gym. Now today, guys, we're going to be reviewing their latest hitter, the Pyre pre-workout, and this one here claims to be different than anything they've released thus far. So before I get started with anything, I want to give a major, massive thanks and shout out to my good friends over at KJ Labs for sending this tub my way for review. The owner messaged me on Instagram and he told me he had a new pre-workout that he specifically wanted to send to me because he really loved my reviews on all 3 products that they have released thus far. So it is an honor for me to have been chosen to receive this pre-workout to test out for KJ Labs and for you guys, my beloved community. But you know what? No matter what, guys, I will always keep it straight with you and always tell you 100% if it's worth picking up or not, no matter what. So, guys, I got to run this one 3 times so far, twice at a full dose and once at half a dose. And let me tell you guys, the experience is definitely in line with all the other KJ Labs products that they have on the market so far. So the flavor I have here is Summer Vibes, and I do believe they also have a green apple flavor that will be launching a little bit later, but I think this is the only flavor they're going to have for the time being, and surprisingly, it's a good freaking flavor. Now, if you guys have seen my Smash AMF reviews as well as the Oxymelt reviews, you know that I liked both products, but the one thing that was very difficult for me was the flavor, especially in Smash AMF. It has this really intense back end, like 2-3 seconds after chugging the drink, and it's rough. It's really rough, especially the tiger's blood flavor. That one was really bad. The watermelon wasn't as bad, and neither was the blue raz. They were a little bit more tolerable, but overall, no matter which flavor you got from Smash AMF or from Oxymelt, it had this really bad back end, this bitterness, this synthetic aftertaste, and it was really rough. Now, I'm happy to report that this here is actually a tasty flavor. And I do mean tasty, not just tolerable, decent, not bad. It's genuinely an enjoyable flavor. It tastes like a nice blue ras candy kind of flavor, but not super synthetic. It actually has a little bit of a realness to it, surprisingly, because most blue ras flavors tend to have a little bit of that chemical taste to it. But this one here actually has a really good solid blue ras flavor, not too sweet, not too synthetic, and there's a little bit of something extra in the background. I did speak to the owner, and he told me it is watermelon, so it's essentially a watermelon blue ras mixture, and it really goes down easy, very smooth, very tasty, despite being pretty loaded as far as this label goes, and we're going to get to the label in a moment, guys, but the flavor on here, really solid. I really liked it. It has a blue color to it, which I think is pretty cool. I don't mind the extra additives, the extra food coloring. That doesn't bother High Stim Ace. I actually kind of like it. So I really enjoy the flavor. Very, very solid. But you guys are stim junkies. You're not here for the flavor. You guys couldn't care less about the flavor. I know what you guys are interested in. You want to know what the hell is inside this tub. You guys know the name KJ Labs, and right off the bat, you guys got bells going off in your head, and you're wondering what is actually in this tub. So without further ado, guys, let's talk about this label. All right, guys, so serving size is 1 scoop, no half scoop, 1 scoop, 2 scoop, 3 scoop, none of that, guys. None of that nonsense. No distractions when it comes to KJ Labs, and I do like that about them. 1 full scoop comes out to 15.5 grams, and that's pretty good. It's not super heavy on the stomach. You got some pre-workouts in this day and age going up to 30, 35 grams. This one's at 15.5. So it goes down easy. And like I said earlier, the taste is very solid. So no issues there whatsoever. You are getting 28 servings in here, which is interesting. I've never seen that serving size before. But hell, most pre-workouts today will give you 20, 25 if you're lucky. So 28 servings. This thing was filled all the way to the top, just like all their other pre-workouts. So really great value for money right off the bat. We are off to a good start. We begin with L-citrulline malate, 2-to-1 ratio, 6,000 milligrams. So you are going to get 4 grams of L-citrulline and 2 grams of malic acid, which is good. It's decent. This isn't meant to be a crazy pump-based pre-workout. This is a high-stim pre-workout from KJ Labs. You guys know KJ Labs, right? In general, when it comes to their labels, you know that a lot of their labels in the past have been iffy, but it does seem like this label is trying to go a little bit legitimate, and that could be a direction that KJ Labs is maybe headed in. Maybe they are going for the fully transparent labels instead of just throwing a bunch of stuff together and throwing in a little bit of extra. So far, we're off to a good start. L-citrulline malate, 2-to-1 ratio, 6,000 milligrams. It'll help with the pumps a little bit, but you can definitely add your own citrulline to it if you want to. We got beta-alanine coming in at the clinical 3,200 milligrams, so very good for the tingles and for all the other benefits that do come with it, but mostly for the tingles, guys. You want to feel the tingles. You want to know that something is going on inside your body, cooking, letting you know that it's almost go time when you get to the gym. L-taurine, 2,000 milligrams, good jack of all trades kind of ingredient, helps with endurance, stamina, strength output, and a whole host of other things. DMAE for focus, 750 milligrams, not to be confused with other DMs. Hold that thought, though, because there might be something else in here. Caffeine anhydrous, 400 milligrams, good solid dose for us stim junkies. Beta PE8, 350 milligrams to really give you a nice floaty head high, to really make you feel good. It does tend to have a short shelf life of about 5 to 15 minutes, depending on the sourcing, but that's where the next ingredient comes in, and that, of course, is N-phentyl dimethylamine citrate, also known as Arrhea for you science geeks. Arrhea helps elongate the effects of the beta PEA and really is going to transition you into a good euphoric head high and going to give you a good mood elevation while you're in the gym. And speaking of mood elevation, guys, this here is the main ingredient, the star of the show, if you will. We got 2-amino isoheptane coming in at 200 milligrams. That, of course, is DMHA. And we don't really get a lot of DMHA in this day and age. It's kind of going away, and it is unfortunate. You still have dark labs throwing in DMHA and a couple of smaller companies that are not quite on the radar, such as KJ Labs, but this here is the first time that they actually claim to have DMHA in one of their products. The other 3 products they have, I don't think they claim to actually have 2-amino in there, but you know there's something added in there. This one claims to have 2-amino. So is this actually real, legitimate DMHA, or is this just a little bit of extra something they sprinkled in? Stay tuned to the effects section, guys, and you will find out. Synephrine HCl comes in next at 80 milligrams, so really good dose for synephrine. That is also another ingredient that the FDA is not too happy with, but KJ Labs says FU to the FDA because KJ Labs will do whatever the heck they want to do. So 80 milligrams going to help with the thermogenic effect and help you get dialed in and also kind of help with the effectiveness of other stimulants. It pairs really well with the stim package we got going on in here. And next up, we have gamma aminobutyric acid, also known as GABA. at 50 milligrams. Now, GABA is something that they usually put in sleep aids, but they put it at a much higher dose, closer to 1 to 3 grams. I've seen 3 grams in some of these sleep aids. So 50 milligrams is a very low dose, but what that's going to do is actually kind of balance out the craziness from the stimulants and provide a nice relaxed effect. Now, 50 milligrams is not enough to take you to the other extreme and make you tired and take you out of the workout, but it is enough to really kind of smoothen out the experience. In case you guys don't know, the original Dark Energy pre-workout also had 50 milligrams of GABA in there. And for you guys that are in the know about, that Dark Energy was one of the greatest pre-workouts of all time when it came to mood elevation, happiness, and euphoria. It was the OG happy pre-workout. So 50 milligrams of GABA has me really, really optimistic. And next up, we have vitamin B6 as pyridoxine HCl at 50 milligrams, and that is going to round off the entire stim package here. Before I break down my experience running this pre-workout 3 times, don't forget to like this video, comment down below for the algorithm, share the channel with a fellow stim junkie or a pre-workout enthusiast, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. So right off the bat, the first thing I noticed about this label is that there's no mention of yohimbine nor alpha-yo. I know that's going to come as a relief to a lot of you guys because there are certain people that liked the effects of Smash AMF. Smash AMF gave you this crazy dialed in illicit kind of focus. Really, like the focus was insane on Smash AMF, but a lot of people got negative side effects with it where they were jittery, the heart rate was up, there was heavy breathing, there was excessive sweating, cold sweats, shivers, a lot of that stuff. I experienced that myself with the OG batch until I kind of figured out that the best course of action was to pair it with a good nitric oxide supporting pump formula, and it kind of helped offset those negative side effects. So KG Labs heard all the feedback and they wanted to create a pre-workout that would be a little bit more mainstream. And I don't mean mainstream as in it's going to Vitamin Shop, because this company ain't going to Vitamin Shop anytime soon. But this here is going to appeal to a broader range of consumers because no alpha-yo, so there isn't that insane over-the-top experience. It's not going to give you anxiety. You're not going to get jitters on this. No cold sweats, nothing. They did put the synephrine in there, so that's going to get you sweating a little bit. You got the beta-alanine in there. We're going to talk about the beta-alanine in a second because that's actually the first thing that you're going to feel when consuming this drink. But in terms of intensity, if you guys are worried because you see the name KG Labs there, then rest assured you have nothing to worry about because this here is a smooth, happy experience. There's no anxiety. There's no survival mode. There's no heart leaping out of your chest. There's no cold sweats. None of that, guys. This is a smooth, happy, and I would even go as far as to say euphoric experience if taken at the full dose. So the first time I took the drink was about a week ago. I did weigh it out, and it does come in a little bit light. It comes in at about 14 grams if you heap it a little bit. So either heap it a lot or better yet, weigh it out, guys. You're dealing with KJ Labs at the end of the day, and no matter what you're dealing with, which company, if you're using pre-workout that has DMHA, alpha-yo, whatever it is in it, then always weigh out your pre-workouts, weigh out your stimulants because you'd rather be safe than be sorry. So I did top it off a little bit, got to that 15.5 grams, and I went straight to the gym. I didn't feel much for the first 10 minutes, but the 15 to 20 minute mark is where everything started coming together. I did feel the beta-alanine 10 minutes in. That was the first thing I felt, and it's pretty prominent. It comes in waves. You're going to feel tingles going down your arms, going down your body. Not an uncomfortable kind of tingle, but it's definitely prevalent. It lets you know that something is going on. This little package of stimulants is starting to cook inside your system. It's starting to brew, and what awaits you on the other side is pure euphoria, bliss, and happiness. I went from not feeling much except for the beta-alanine tingles 10-15 minutes in, and literally I transitioned into something that was absolutely incredible. This is such a smooth, happy kind of experience. You're going to have that dialed in focus, very similar to Smash AMF, not quite as intense, not quite as illicit. I don't think there is anything sprinkled in here like extra like in Smash AMF, but I do think that the 2-amino isoheptane in here is 100% legitimate 2-amino, and it might be some of the purest, most well-sourced DMHA that I've had in a very long time. If I had to compare this to an older pre-workout, I would probably compare it to the original Hilo Lab Supreme, where you have, I think it was also 200 milligrams of DMHA, but it was such a smooth, clean kind of experience and came with a little bit of happiness, mood elevation, and even a mild euphoria. Now this here, to me, the star of the show is that mood elevation, the happiness, and even the slight euphoria you get with it, because it is easy to get lost in this pre-workout. You're going to put on some good music and you're going to get lost in your own little world. Not to the point where you're going to go full introvert and you're not going to want to talk to people, because this actually made me very, very chatty. I took this one 3 times. One time I trained with it and it was just me, the music, and the weights, and it was a crazy out of this world experience, guys. Like, you're in a trance and you're happy and the music is sounding good and you're motivated to push harder and you just want to keep on going and not stop whatsoever. No elevated heart rate, no excessive sweating, no survival mode, but you're still determined to get through that workout and you don't want to stop. You just feel so good doing what you love to do most. Even though I've been dealing with a lower back injury for the past week and a half and I've trained injured every single time that I've trained on this pre-workout, I almost didn't feel pain on this. The lower back pain, despite being excruciating at times, when I was hopped up on this pre-workout, I felt no pain. I felt euphoria and bliss, and I was pushing harder than I did the last time I was in the gym. I was training hard, but I was also super talkative. So the first time, it was just me and the weights, kind of introverted, but there wasn't anybody in the gym that I knew. I went a little bit later than I normally would, so it was just me focused and dialed in on those weights. But then the second time I went at my regular time, ran into a couple of buddies. I had a good time. I was enjoying myself, but I was productive. So that's the beautiful thing about this. The caffeine isn't going to have you wired to where you're jittery or over the top. Like this one, for instance, the Oxymelt. This thing here is going to have you feeling like you're on speed. You're not going to want to talk to anybody because you're going to be so hopped up and you're not going to want to know what to do with yourself. You're going to be antsy and anxious. And I understand that in the past, KJ Labs did go in that direction of releasing these crazy intense formulas. And while a certain part of the population embraced those kind of formulas, a lot of people were off-put by it. And I can completely understand that. So this one here has much more of a mainstream appeal because this is a chill kind of pre-workout, but not chill in the sense that you're going to be lazy and not doing stuff. Quite the opposite, guys. You're going to have an amazing experience on this. You're going to be happy. You're going to be motivated. You're going to feel blissful, even slightly euphoric. Yeah, guys, you're going to feel euphoric on this. This is super clean, well-sourced 2-amino isoheptane, and it is one of the best experiences I've had in a very, very long time. You're going to be lost in your own little world, guys. It's a beautiful experience, and in my opinion, this is by far KJ Labs' best pre-workout. It beats Smash AMF. It beats Oxymelt. I like it. I think there's more of a mainstream appeal to it, not just to crazy, over-the-top stim junkies, but guys that do like dabbling with, I guess you could say, the illicit side of pre-workouts. Based off of this pre-workout, in my opinion, this is a massive success for KJ Labs, and you guys, you got to try it, because this here is reminiscent of those good DMHA pre-workouts that you're able to get about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, which now, unfortunately, are getting harder and harder to come by. If you guys want to pick up the latest pre-workout from KJ Labs, known as Pyre, and experience the bliss and euphoria that comes along with it, then you can head over to the official KJ Labs website and use my discount code to save 10% off your entire order and help support this channel. I'm going to link all the information down below. Click the link in the pinned comment and it'll take you straight to where you need to go. Once again, I want to give a major, massive thanks and shout out to my good friends over at KJ Labs for sending this one my way for a review. I greatly appreciate it. But as you guys know, no matter what, you, my beloved community, are always my priority, and I will always shoot straight with you no matter what. Thank you so much for joining me for this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Once again, if you found this video beneficial, like the video, comment below, share the channel, and subscribe. I will see you all next time for the next High Stim pre-workout review. Take care, everybody. High Stim Ace, signing off.